Hello, welcome to Ring Takes. I'm joined by Brian and Lewis as always. As we go down to the road to WrestleMania here, this is going to be Road to WrestleMania Stop 1. We're officially 4 weeks out until WrestleMania, which is on April 1st and 2nd, of course. We're just talking about the storylines leading into WrestleMania, especially with the news and matches breaking this week. But let's cut to the chase here. What the fuck are we doing? After all this progress of nearly, when did Vince leave? Last September, so 6 months roughly. After all the progress we're making, we're getting things we like seeing. We're getting new things. People are getting pushes. We're seeing some other people get shine. We're getting actually quality that we like. And along the way, of course, there's been some stumbling blocks. But this is like taking one step forward and taking 10 steps back. Of course, with Raw, Brock Lesnar accepting Omos' challenge at WrestleMania 39. This is a match that pretty much no one wants to see. Besides, apparently, Vince McMahon reportedly pushed hard for this match. And of course, we all thought that he was just coming back for the sale to help with the sale of WWE eventually. And I guess after his $9 billion asking price, no one picked it up. So he said, I'm bored. Let me get in my hands dirty. And has made the clusterfuck of the year so far in wrestling in WWE. What do you guys make of this? Because I think we're all pretty much in the same line here with this match.
Lewis, you want to go first, or you want me to go? Because
you can go.
All right.
Whoa.
Like Daniel said, what the fuck? Right? And to make matters worse, when it was reported that Vince McMahon is supposedly behind this, been pushed forward, like I said earlier, Daniel, when you showed us that report, I literally had to get up from my desk and walk for a second because I cannot believe that this man, after everything that we went through during the summer, still has some sort of fucking power as far as creative goes. Now he's the chairman. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now you focus on the sale. Just sit down somewhere and focus on the sale. That's what you're supposed to do. But don't worry about creative. We do not need this matchup. Omos, oh my God, this 7'3" fake ass Kali Nigerian giant. What, my God, look at his history, yo. Since WrestleMania history. Okay, so the first WrestleMania, he was in a tag match with AJ Styles. Mm-hmm. I guess the New Day won the tag team titles. Last year's WrestleMania, he faced Lashley and lost. And now he's facing Brock Lesnar. So why is he getting all these WrestleMania matches if he isn't even really showing any improvement? Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, he better not, in my opinion, he better not win this match because he has no momentum right now. Just listen, he has no momentum right now at all. The last major feud we saw him in was with Braun Strowman, and Braun Strowman power slammed him within a matter of 6 minutes in Saudi Arabia. and Omos hasn't done shit since, except some enhancement matches that nobody really cares about. He has no momentum. He's a cold giant. And now you want to put him in there with Brock Lesnar, who historically, except for The Undertaker, whenever he's in matches with guys that are bigger than him, match quality-wise, those matches suck. Look at his matches with Braun Strowman. Look at his matches with Big Show. Match quality-wise, those were not good matchups. And now you want to put in this jolly green Nigerian giant who's greener than goose shit against him? What are we thinking here? Are we trying to Lewis, go ahead. I'm gonna stop right now. I'm gonna just stop.
I like that greener than goose shit. That's a good one. Yeah, and it's like Vince thinks it's like the early 80s. He just wants fucking giants.
Exactly. I don't understand.
What was that other giant dude? The dude who wore like the fucking
giant
costume
against
yes. I'm sorry. He's not a Kane. He's not a Big Show. He's not a. I'll even give it to Braun Strowman, but it's like, bro, he has no talking skills. He has like 3 moves in the ring. How are you gonna put him in a top spot with Brock? Like, at least have him beat some mid-card guys. Don't just. It's been how long? A year, and he's still beating jobbers. Like, well, I guess maybe Brock at WrestleMania will do the trick.
It's been like 3-4 years he's been on the main roster fighting enhancement talent.
Terrible. It literally doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And I honestly hope. I mean, it sucks for him because you know what? Ideally, it's like Brock should just bury him and he should just go away.
Like
if he wins, it's a fluke, and if he loses, it just shoots his credibility even more. It's like, get him out of here. Like he should have if they believed in him so much, he should have more titles or something. At least Braun won some titles. Like he hasn't won a single thing.
Like
besides, and because he was paired with AJ, like fucking AJ. Of course, he's gonna carry you.
I forgot all about that. Like he was paired with AJ for a while.
I know.
And like, of course, when you do something like that in wrestling, it's the veteran showing the young guy the ropes, and eventually he gets better. But it's just a weird pairing because AJ wasn't a giant, so it's like I don't see how those skills translate to Omos, who's 7'3" and 400 pounds, and
no, he needs somebody who matches up with him, kind of like Sheamus and Cesaro, like they're the same build. Like they You got two smaller guys who are high flyers. That's gonna work.
What he needed like a Big Show. He needed like another giant with him who's a veteran, who's actually like, hey, do this as a big man. AJ Styles couldn't do that.
Shit, bring Kane back just to teach him. Exactly,
like yo. That's what they used to do. That's what they used to every time they brought a big guy in. Match him up with Kane first, and then Kane will show him the way.
And let's see what you can do. But it's like this is just like Lewis said. Vince thinks it's 1982 and thinks everybody wants to see big, meaty men slapping man meat in the ring, back and forth.
Bring BE back.
I would rather see that. I would rather see Brock Lesnar face his Big, like something. Like I know Big E with his surgery and stuff like that, but it's like, give us something. Like this is not what we wanted. Like
no.
Like Brian said on our first episode, a pit match between Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. I laughed at that. That would be more entertaining, even if it was like 5 minutes and they just went at each other for 5 minutes and ended the match, whatever the case may be. But it's like to just navigate to this. It's like that one that's wasting Brock, in my opinion.
Yeah,
like you're not even giving a guy that's actually going to go at Brock or give him an actual challenge. Like we know Omos is going to have a couple moves, knock him down a little bit, and then Brock Lesnar is going to get mad and then F5 him, beat him up, spear him, whatever the case may be. But it's like I don't see how this helps anyone involved, and maybe this is just a way to just help Brock Lesnar off into the sunset. But Omos is like he's kind of a sitting duck. It's like he has no momentum. He has no moves. And in a WrestleMania spot, it's like, who's going to care? Like, even a casual fan is like, yeah, he's big, but it's like, we haven't seen anything. Even if a casual, like when we see Kane, he pops off the screen. When you see Undertaker, he pops off the screen. Big Show, those are Hall of Famers, right? Baron Corbin, when he first came, he pops off the screen. Other big guys that can move. The guy down in NXT,
the one who was Apollo.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Aziz.
He went back to Dabba Kato. Thank God.
Yeah, Dabba Kato. Yeah. Even he pops off the screen. All these other guys pop off the screen. Omos is just big, and it's like we know what he is. You can't hide that. It doesn't matter how many reps he gets or whatever the case may be. It's just like he's limited to the sole point where he's green still. Like he's been in the business, and it's like, yo, you're still the same plodding big man that we've seen time and time again.
And how do you just forget that Brock legit just lost to Bobby Lashley?
Like, see, that's another thing I wanted to bring up.
Just forget that. How do you just
Brock is all of a sudden a babyface now after doing a heelless action to get out of the last match.
Exactly. Now he's the babyface. It makes no fucking sense. I guarantee 2 months. Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar feud, and they're gonna bring it back for SummerSlam. Like
that's what I first instantly thought. I'm like, the only way they're doing this is they're cooling off WrestleMania because they have other storylines that they're trying to put over, like the bloodline and stuff like that. They don't want anything to overshadow that or steal the show or whatever the case may be. And then prolong that to SummerSlam. I think SummerSlam's in Canada, Toronto, I think, next year. This year.
Maybe.
Yeah,
so maybe they're trying to do that and have some type of big fight feel there, but it's like, you didn't have to do this.
The crazy thing is WrestleMania is too nice this year.
Yeah, you can do
and
that.
it's like you don't have a lot of main events. You have Cody Roman.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it.
The women's title matches, Cody Roman.
Then the women's matches aren't hot right now.
Yeah.
Rhea Charlotte's gonna pick up a little steam. Asuka,
those are all gonna pick up. But it's like,
but nothing is like has been such a long story like the bloodline, and then you're just putting people together just to put them together because they're like, oh look, we like this one, we like that. Let's just give them a match.
No. This is Vince. This is Vince.
Yeah.
Like, this is something that nobody wanted, and unfortunately, we're going to
get my dad made WrestleMania, so I get a say. Basically.
As I said, if this is the one match that he affected, like, yo, we're going to give you this one creative control, I'm fine with it if it means the greater of the card is going to be better. But that leaves us into our next match that we're apparently getting as well. Lashley versus Bray Wyatt. That's rumored. Hasn't been set in stone yet, but we saw the interaction between the two on Raw, of course. And I got to laugh out of it. As bad as it was, Bray Wyatt sitting there doing the muscle man dance, that was funny to me. But it's like, this way that we're going with this comedy angle, we've seen it before with Lashley. He's not that type of guy. We don't need these type of antics.
No.
With these matches. We saw it when he Sami Zayn was saying his sister. We saw it with Lana when he was an affair with Lana. It's like, why are we putting Bobby Lashley, who we saw for 2 years in the Hurt Business as just a powerhouse, get over naturally? Effectively, why are we taking these steps back with a guy like this?
Just let the man whip ass. Like, just let him beat people up. I don't. And you know what? I'm sorry to say now, I'm really, and I've seen reports, like, I'm really starting to lose faith in Bray because it's like all of this has been leading up to what? There's no focal point. There's no, who's Uncle Howdy this week? No mention of fucking Uncle Howdy. Now it's what the hell happened to Alexa?
I mean, exactly.
Like,
I mean,
unless you're giving me like the Wyatt 6 versus the Hurt Business, that would be the only way I'm intrigued by this.
That's exactly where I was going with this. That's the only thing that can literally save this storyline right now, is if it's going in that direction. That's literally the only thing that can save it.
But I'll be mad though, because I feel like
they don't need to do that. That's me. I don't feel like they need to do, like, that's something that we're not needed, that Bray Wyatt needs to go after, like, maybe the bloodline. Like, that would have been a bigger.
That would have been better. But what's going to piss me off, if let's say hypothetically they did go that route, I felt like the Hurt Business would lose off the rip, and then they lose credibility. Because you got to make them both dominant and then bring them together. Don't just pit them against each other and that's it. But it just makes no sense.
Like, for me right now, Bray Wyatt feels like he should be like going after the Brawling Brutes or something, like that level of fighting. Like, he shouldn't be trying to go after Bobby Lashley. I don't feel like they interact well. I don't feel like they're going to interact well. And I just feel like this is a waste of everyone involved. And this is the effects of the Omos Lesnar match, right?
And I wouldn't be surprised if the idea of separating these two matches is to have both these guys go over just so they look strong when they face each other again. If Vince McMahon's back in control, that's something he would do.
Yeah, screw Bray, and then just keep
Lashley strong and Brock
strong, and then it's like, yeah, there's your SummerSlam. Like, what?
Like, I don't know. Like, that's just, I don't know. Like, they're just, this book, like, I just feel like, of course, it got started this week and stuff like that, but it's like, why are these two even interacting? Why is Bray Wyatt? Like, I feel like Bray Wyatt should be more effective as, is he a tweener? We don't know. Like, he showed signs of being a face. He showed signs of being a heel, a real heel. And it's like, we don't know, especially after the Pitch Black match at Royal Rumble, sponsored by Mountain Dew. after killing LA Knight, LA Knight's back on TV again.
I told you, all he had to do was just come out and say, "Let me talk to you," and everything was going to be fine.
He came out.
As soon as I saw him come out and say, "Let me talk to you," I'm like
I almost
back.
He entered the shadow realm and came out fine.
He came back He came back stronger. Like what? Like I don't. And then he lost to Kofi Kingston, right? Yeah.
It's Watch them just put him in a random ass tag team or something.
I don't know. I just feel like this is something that doesn't need to happen with these two matches, and unfortunately, we're going to get it.
And again, this is the same issue. It's just like you have so much talent, so much, and you're not letting anybody become a star. You just keep the same people at the top, same 4 or 5 people. Nobody is moving up unless they've been there for years, and then you get the Kofis finally getting that spot, the Sammys getting that spot. But it's like you have all these people, like let people win titles, let people like move up, but it's just like
have some type of rivalry.
Exactly.
Anything. You can't have one rivalry for the whole year, and that's your whole WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like,
I wonder if they felt because Bray Wyatt, when he came back at Extreme Rules and the reaction that he got and everybody on social media, I wonder if they felt that like, okay, he's definitely a top 5 guy. And WrestleMania is coming up, so we gotta give him something, even if it is something that's random as Bobby Lashley.
Giving them that. That's not even something. That's not
exactly.
And you know what? Most like we said, most likely he's gonna lose.
Yeah, like
it makes no sense.
Like my thing is that even at that point, even though Lashley, in my opinion, doesn't need the win, but it's like, why would he lose?
He's over. Even as a heel, he's still over. Like he's strong as shit. He has the look. Yeah. Right now, he could be either or. If he has a title, it'd be a great heel. Look at how babyface naturally as a U.S. champ he was. Like, you had people like doing his fucking thing. And you're like, bro, he didn't even say shit. Come on.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of missteps here where they could be pushing other people and making other people go. Like even in my eyes, it's rumored that John Cena is going to face Austin Theory, and I guess that's a good past versus present type of thing going on there. And whatever John Cena is going to do at WrestleMania, he's got to have a moment, right? So I guess that's okay. But
that is okay. But you do not need the United States title involved. Get the United States title out of the way and make a multi-man match with that. That's what.
Yeah, I was thinking about like there's no reason why there shouldn't be a feud of Austin Theory, Montez Ford, and who else was in that match? Some Johnny Gargano or Bronson Reed. Like they should be trying to build that title up as a workhorse, as guys actually going at each other and see who can become a star out of those guys and build that further. And it's just like we're getting certain stuff that we do not want. I guess you can add Austin Theory and John Cena to that list. It's like, of course, that's a contrasting of eras and stuff like that. And you can think of John Cena when he came in, he was the young punk. Austin Theory's the young punk right now, and they're going at it. I can see that and I understand it, but it's like for WrestleMania, the United States title there, as Brian said, that does not need to be on the line for that. And it's just like, I don't know. We're getting matches that we don't want.
And honestly, that John Cena match, nobody wants to see John Cena lose at WrestleMania. And then what does that do to Austin Theory? To me, the match doesn't make sense because it's like, okay, first of all, do they put the title on the line? What, John Cena's going to get another run right now? No. And even if he were to lose, people would hate the hell out of Austin Theory, but I don't think it'd be a good hate. You know, you get that heat, but I feel like it would be like Baron Corbin heat, like. We're not fucking with you at all.
X-Pac heat.
Like, yo, get him out of here.
Heat. That's what it is.
Yeah, he can wrestle, but we do not like this motherfucker.
Yeah, but at the same time, is there really such a thing as like Baron Corbin heat? Like at the end of the day, the heel's job is to get booed and be hated by everybody, regardless if it's like what type of.
Not like that though. There's a difference. There's a difference.
I don't know. It's like it's kind of like Miz. I don't know. Miz has been around a long time, but it's like I don't know. It's like at some point you lose your credibility. I guess you're not. You can be a heel, but if you're not winning, you're losing all the time. It's like, well, then what the hell are you?
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
It's like you can't like you. There aren't any more like Adam Cole's, Triple H's, like Shawn Michaels, where it's just like they're heels, but they're fucking winning.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Give us MJF's, like you're fucking winning, but you can't.
Roman is that guy right now, right? Like exactly. Roman's that guy. But in terms of like mid card or upper mid card or whatever the case may be, or guys that could potentially be pushed into a main event spot, there's really not that guy creating havoc right now. And it's like we're not
Gunther kind of, but he's not saying much either.
Yeah, I mean, and he's kind of like a heel that people actually like because he's a workhouse. Like people like his
matches are crazy. His matches are crazy. So he doesn't have to say anything, but it's like.
Not like
highlight him more, if anything. Make him.
I mean, hopefully
he's not even on every week.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's a little pizzazz to the title. It's not on TV every week or whatever the case may be. But those mid card titles should be on TV every week if you're going to try to build past the next level. They should be on TV. So I mean, it's definitely a tough spot, and it's like reportedly we're supposed to get Sheamus and Drew McIntyre versus Gunther now at WrestleMania, and I'm like, okay, at least that's going to be an entertaining match, hard-hitting match. Three international guys going at it adds a European flavor to it as well. So it's like, okay, we know the style that we're going to get out of those guys. But it's like the U.S. title, we kind of need that as well. Even if it's another triple threat. If you want to do a triple threat match like that for the Intercontinental title, do that for the United States title and have just two great workhorse matches at WrestleMania. No one's not gonna like that. This Lashley Omos and Lashley and Bray Wyatt and Lesnar and Omos. That's gonna be. Hopefully, they don't get too much time.
Omos no. Lesnar and Omos is probably gonna be like 2 minutes.
The intros are gonna be longer than the match.
They're gonna give him. They're gonna give him 10, 15 minutes to go at it, guys.
Vince is in charge.